And now I'd like to invite the Honourable Barbara Adams, Minister of Department of Justice, Province of Nova Scotia. Congratulations, remarks. Okay, like good old friends we are. The Honourable Barb Adams was elected to Nova Scotia House of Assembly for MLA for Pearl Harbor Eastern Passage in 2017 and was re-elected as MLA for Eastern Passage in 2021 and 2024. Congratulations. Barbara is a psychotherapist who graduated from Dalhousie University in 1984. She's also has a certificate in business management. Barb worked in the hospital system in Ontario and Nova Scotia before moving into private practice in 2007. She was clinical director of physio care at home and private business owner through the Atlantic Balance and Dizziness Center in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Barb started working with children with special needs when she was 12 years old. She volunteered as a guest speaker with many organizations like the Nova Scotia Arthritis Society, Alzheimer's Society, and Caregivers Nova Scotia. Barb served on the board of directors for CARP, Vaughan, Halifax, Serving Seniors Alliance, Ocean View Continuing Care Center, and the Eastern Passage and Area Business Association. She is the mother of 2 sons and 2 stepsons. Welcome, Minister.
Morning, everyone. I'll just correct my job description. I'm a physiotherapist, but that's I'll take the job promotion anytime. I'm not sure how to describe myself. I'm halfway between middle and senior. So I'm 62 years old. I am an artificial blonde, and I'm 5'5", and I am wearing a gray and black blazer and white blouse. And it's an absolute honor to be here with you this morning, not as the minister, but as someone living with a disability. When I was 4 years old, I temporarily lost the ability to walk, and I was in the hospital for weeks. And my first experience that I can recall was doing Halloween from a wheelchair. And a physiotherapist taught me how to walk again. And that made such an impression on me that I ended up working with children with special needs. And then I became a physiotherapist as a result of that. But then I got poisoned at Camp Hill Hospital along with hundreds of other people. And I ended up off work for 7 years. I was bedridden for 1.5 years, lost my license to practice, and thought my life was over. And my marriage broke down in the middle of all that stress. So I'm here today as someone who lives with a disability, who fights for those who have disabilities, more so than here as a minister of any government department. So it is my absolute pleasure to join you here to celebrate the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. For the past 30 years, this day has provided an opportunity for us to reflect on the progress we've made and to renew our commitment to achieving our goal for an accessible province where everyone can participate and thrive. As I look around the room, I see many remarkable Nova Scotians whose leadership and dedication are helping us to become a more equitable, accessible, and inclusive province. And while the experiences and perspectives that brought each of us here today are unique, we are connected by our mutual passion for making sure that the rights of all people with disabilities are respected and realized. Our government is committed to helping achieve this goal. Guided by the Accessibility Act and Access by Design 2030 plan, we are making progress to develop standards in 6 key areas that will enable how we live, work, and play to be accessible for everyone in Nova Scotia. Alongside that, we also support the development of a new accessibility index that will keep all Nova Scotians informed as this important work moves forward. And it is moving forward, but never as fast as any of us would wish it to. Earlier this fall, our government shared the Accessibility Advisory Board's recommendations for an accessibility standard in employment. It is the third of 6 important standards the board is developing recommendations for. and will help persons with disabilities find, maintain, and advance in meaningful employment. This work is essential because the numbers are clear. More people in Nova Scotia report that they live with a disability than any other province or territory in Canada. In fact, only half of working-aged adults with disabilities are employed, compared to 3/4 of working-age adults without disabilities. And as one of Nova Scotia's biggest employers, this shift needs to start with us in government. We are thinking differently, informed by lived experiences and first voice about how we can better support our own employees with disabilities and us as employers better. Today, every new government manager gets training on how to create an inclusive workforce. That means leading by example and walking the talk in our own public service. In fact, all government departments are acting on commitments made through the Government of Nova Scotia's Accessibility Plan and are taking action to address recommendations from the review of the Accessibility Act. We know there is a lot more to do, and we are doing our best to work across government and within government departments, along with our community partners, to make this happen. Our municipalities, colleges, universities, libraries, and many others are updating their accessibility plans this year, and we are pleased to support their work. A more accessible Nova Scotia can only be achieved by changing how we view disability and how we share our own personal stories to help inspire others. Because unfortunately, stigma and discrimination are still significant barriers. That's why we are taking steps to increase awareness through the Access Includes Everyone campaign. Over the past several months alone, we've reached thousands of Nova Scotians with the message that everyone needs to be a part of the change. One of the guiding principles at the Accessibility Directorate, and you all know this, is nothing about us without us. This means that no decision that will impact the disability community will be made without their input. Through grant funding provided to Easter Seals Nova Scotia, we're working with disability organizations to strengthen their coordination, capacity building, and communication through a new disability partnership forum. You'll learn more about this inspiring work from Amelia Edwards later this morning. And if you or someone else you know are interested, the Accessibility Directorate is always looking for first voice accessibility experts. Information on how to sign up, as well as some great tools and resources to use with your organizations, are available here today at the Accessibility Directorate table. As Nova Scotians, we are well known for our values of helping, supporting, and welcoming one another. We believe that everyone deserves the opportunity to fully participate in our communities and in our economy. By preventing and removing barriers and creating a more inclusive environment, we are not only empowering individuals, we are fostering a more innovative and prosperous future for everyone. Government's commitment to accessibility is as strong today as it was in 2017 when the Accessibility Act was first passed. Before I go, I want to acknowledge some of the people in the room who worked so hard to put today's events together. I know it takes a whole lot of effort to make an event like this look effortless. So I'd like to thank all of the folks from Teamwork Cooperative, the Nova Scotia League for Equal Opportunities, the Disability Partnership, Equitability, Mentorability, HRM, Nova Scotia Works, and the Accessibility Directorate for your work organizing this event today and for your efforts throughout the entire year. Thank you so much for having me here today. It's been an honor.
Thank you, Minister Adams, and I'll just say, I know you don't want to be acknowledged as minister, but as the former MLA for Preston and your former colleague, I thank you for your vulnerability and appreciate how you show up and share your story. So do thank you for that.